let's go. Let's do this. Where do I want my iced tea? I don't know. Oh, crap. Are we? Oh, I hit the button. Damn. Wait, I'm not set up yet. Where's the thing? Oh, yep, I hit the button. Hello. I was going to hit the button in a couple seconds. Wait, why does it look like it's cutting off my head? That's not how I have the webcam set up. What is going on? What is this madness? This is titled, I'm sorry, I'll explain in a second. I'll just explain now. I'm just going to assume everyone here, you know. What is up with the webcam? Yo, on my, like my OBS screen, you know, software interface, I got it like set perfect. Actually, it's too high. But then on YouTube, it's mad different. Wait a minute. Why does it look like that? Okay. Is it? I don't know what it's doing. Jeez. OBS. Get with the program here. There we go. There we go. Is that right? On YouTube, it looks like it's cutting off my head. Anyway, oh, yeah, was it last Sunday? I think my daughter was starting to get sick. I think we talked about that. I think she wasn't feeling good. But anyway, she ended up getting the flu, and it just, the poor thing, it kicked her butt all week. She missed, like, you know, geez, like 3 or 4 days of school this week. I mean, it was bad. For, I think, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it was like the worst. And then yesterday and then today, it finally started to, oh, you know why? I'm such an idiot. I had my screen moved, my YouTube screen. So, okay, it looks fine now. Let's go up to... Let's go up to... Love your channel, Colton says. Thank you, Colton. I appreciate that. The positive vibes. We're going to get into discussing The Walking Dead in a second, but I just wanted to say real quick, I want you guys to let me know, what do you think is the easiest place to, because we're going to start doing the announcements. I don't like you guys waiting around. I keep forgetting there's people that expect, you know, certain videos at a certain time. I feel like I'm letting you guys down, especially now being late. I want one spot. Eventually in a few months we're going to have the Mapp website that'll be up and running and fully functioning, so you guys could just go there and I'll have the schedule posted. That's in a few months when we're operating the way I want it to operate. But for right now, we have a couple different options. The Mapp Facebook page, the Make a Path Presents Facebook page, the Twitter, I can post on that, Ronnie Hayes' Twitter. I can also post on the YouTube. Since this is on YouTube, YouTube will allow me, and I believe a bunch of other creators out there, to do image posts, polls, stuff like that. Where do you guys want me to do the announcements? And when I start doing the scheduling, and this is before the website is up and running. Yeah, Nicole, the flu is going around. It's kicking ass, and it's taking names. Yeah, finished Leftovers. Leftovers was great. I like that. I like that a lot. But you guys let me know. Put down in the chat, where do you want the announcements to go for the schedules? And especially, like, if anything pops up and we have to cancel the Sunday night for whatever, for one night, let me know, where do you want that announcement. Right? I think it'd be easiest on YouTube because I could just post it anyway. But the problem is, I know a lot of people shut that off. I leave it on because if there's a creator that abuses it, I'll just stop following them. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't abuse it. Yeah, I got the light up top. I can't do anything about that. Wisdom Fall says, my forehead is brighter than my future. I got the light up top. Plus, I was running around sweating a little bit before this, so I don't know if that did anything, but that light makes it look like I'm going bald as shit. Maybe I am. Start calling me Papa Hayes. My youth, it ran the fuck away a long time ago. What else do we got? That doesn't matter. I shaved my head bald. I'm due for another shave, and I get lazy. I gotta shave that soon. I love it. Like Negan, I gotta shave this shit. Will we ever see analyzed videos for the last... Yes. The next analyzed video is coming up. I would have already had it done, but the flu this week, it literally pushed everything back. I didn't get a lick of work done because there was, even when Juliet did go to school, I thought she was going to bounce back. They called me 30 minutes later and they were like, listen, she's not feeling well. I said, listen, I'll drop everything I'm doing. I'll be right over there. So, yeah, it's when you got a kid, man, it's a kid. It's not like an adult. They don't just, like, an adult's like, I'm sick, this sucks, I'll deal with it. Like, a kid is just like, you know? Anyway, she's pulling through, though, so. Oh, real quick, who here in the Mapp family is into figures and collectibles and things like that? Just let me put this out there for you guys, especially if you collect the Facebook Walking Dead ones. I read that comment that said Facebook, but the McFarlane Toys Walking Dead ones, there was a toy fair and they started announcing a bunch of cool shit. I'll do a separate video, but they got a 10-inch Rick in the blue button down from season 8, it looks like. And he's got the scruffy beard, so, or maybe season 7. I forget if he wore that blue shirt in season 7, but it's called the Merciless Rick, I believe. And then there's a 10-inch Daryl coming out. Surprise, surprise. I would love to see the back end and see the numbers and all that, because all I hear in the fan base is stop making Daryl stuff and do other figures that we don't have. But they only make that, so do we buy it anyway? Is that what the fans do? They just say stop making that, but they buy it anyway? I think the only way to really get them to focus on other characters is to stop buying that and then buy the other stuff. So I don't know. You guys let me know, because all I hear in the collecting community is stop making that. Anyhow, it's a 10-inch Daryl, and it has the season 8 clothes. You know where he's got that dark button down on when he left the Saviors, gave Rick his gun back, that type of shirt. There was an image, I think in season 8 or late season 7, where late season 7, where the finale, where he's shooting at Negan and then when they're running away, it's like one of those poses right from the TV show. So, I tried to find pictures, but I couldn't find them. There was, if I can show you, I'm going to go dark a second, and then I'll shut up. I don't know if anyone even cares about this, but I know we do talk about the figures and stuff for The Walking Dead, but let me go dark, and let me show you this here. I think, for anyone liking Stranger Things, I know I got a niece and some family members. I just seen this here. I guess this guy goes to Toy Fair, but they have all the Ghostbusters for the Stranger Things, all 4 of them. That looks nothing like Dustin. I hope that gets changed. I don't know what that is. And then they got Dustin and Baby Dart. I'm actually pretty surprised they're doing all this from season 2. Season 1 didn't even fully get released yet. And then we have the Demogorgon. And I love that you can put it in the pose from the end of the season 1. I think that is so freaking cool. So anyway, they got Stranger Things stuff. Maybe we can look at each image one at a time. Yeah, that looks nothing like Dustin. That's a great job, though, like the painting and sculpting, but it just doesn't capture his likeness. This is Will. That's pretty good. We got Lucas is good, and then we got Mike is okay. It's harsh under those lights, so I don't know. Here's Dustin and Baby Dart. That's actually really cool looking. I'm pretty excited for these. These look pretty neat. Here's the Demogorgon, and then we got Hopper. He wasn't there. That's not accurate. Knock it off. And then 11 right there. So that's Stranger Things, in case you guys were interested. And then we have this Punk 11 for those interested, with the bloody nose again. And they should make an exclusive variant without the bloody nose. But here's The Walking Dead. We got the 7-inch Ezekiel. You guys know about Ezekiel and this Daryl. I can't find any pictures. I'm going to look in the comments. I'll shut up about those, but I'm going to look in the comments. If you guys are interested, maybe we'll hunt down some images real quick. If not, we'll do it in a separate video another time. I pulled up this article to see if it would say anything, but who's got time for that shit? Let me see. Someone said something about Facebook down here. I get notifications for Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on my phone, so it doesn't matter to me. Whatever works best for you. All right, yeah. I guess we'll try it on YouTube and see how that works. I try and collect The Walking Dead. If they stop making Daryl, I'll riot. Oh, well, there you go. Ronnie, have you seen the trailers for AMC's horror series called The Terror? It's about a bunch of British sailors getting trapped. Yeah, I did see that. I'm kind of like, I'm iffy, you know? They need to make Maggie figures. Yes, there is a Maggie in the works. I believe it will be 7-inch and 5-inch, hopefully. And she's in the end of season 7 attire where she had the coat. And I support that 100%. That's a great idea. I wish I can get in there somehow. I feel like maybe, yeah, I hate saying like positive shit, but I feel like if you put me in the position to pick what they should make and what, I'm telling you what, I guarantee I'll turn the whole shit around. You know, I don't know. There's so many cool, iconic things, and that's what fans love. That's why you buy it and you put it up. Unless you're a toy collector. If you're a toy collector, you're collecting the toy line. So, but I feel like the majority of fans are more like me, where it's like, all right, I want it like a 3D poster. You know, it's supposed to look good. You know, look like the character. It's supposed to. You're supposed to utilize it, especially with the articulation. It's supposed to stand well. That way I could put it on the shelf and leave it there. You know, people can come to the house, see it. I don't know. Well, what's up? Right? And you got to get the iconic ones, you know? Because, again, they are like 3D posters. That's the best part. What's up, Ronnie? Did you get to check out Steven Yen's movie Mayhem? No, not yet. Once again, 10-inch Carl bite would be cool. 10-inch Carl would be cool. Who's your favorite villain in The Walking Dead? It's probably Negan. It's a little tricky, though, with the show. I'm kind of curious to see how they play out Season 8 Negan. I don't know. They did a little something different with Negan in the show that wasn't, I don't know, it doesn't have the same charisma as comic book Negan. And there's some stuff that I just don't understand at all. That takes something special away from Negan as a villain on the TV show. Like the heart-to-heart with him and Carl. Remember the Batman one? We talked about this. Yeah, kill me instead. And Negan has that like it kind of hit him in the feels, you know. I say that I'm saying that ironically. I hate that word. I hate how people say that. Anyway, but Negan, you just tried to bash his head in the other day. I mean, I don't know what that scene was supposed to do. I just got confused. I'm like, Negan, why do you care? You know. Seeing this notification reminds me it's Sunday. Yes, next Sunday we're gonna have The Walking Dead back. I love Maggie. I can't wait to see that figure. Wait, are the Mapp Gaming videos coming this week? Yes, we were a week behind, but tomorrow we're going to be starting up. Tomorrow's video will be the startup of the gaming videos, and then I don't know the set schedule yet after that, but this is the startup of the videos that leads into the daily videos Monday through Friday, that leads into the scheduled videos and stuff like that over the next couple months. And then we'll be on a set schedule after that from here on out until YouTube ever crashes, if it ever does. Wait, why don't you do Better Call Saul videos anymore? Well, I stopped watching it in season 2, and I just got back into it with season 3, and it's off the air right now. But the Commonwealth is going to basically be Fiddler's Green, yes or no? I don't know what you mean by that. They just made a Sasha figure. I don't know if you know this, but they just made one, a really good one. She's 5 inches. Maybe you mean a bigger one. They did a really good job with the little figure. For as small as it is, I mean, it's not, you know, it's small. But for as small as it is, it looks good. It looks good. It looks like her. Where's TV Lori figure? I don't think we're ever going to get Lori. I think Lori, to be honest, if somebody is in the... I think they should make Lori. I think it should be some type of special exclusive, you know? Something like that. Ronnie, what do you think of Rick's hair beard is going to be like in the new beginning? I think it'll be similar to how it is now. I think they'll probably just go with a trimmed up look, not the buzz cut. I think they'll do a trimmed up look, more like season 1. And I'm honestly debating if they're going to go clean shaven, I'll be honest. I kind of feel like they might end up doing clean shaven, do the reverse. Like a old season 1 Rick, you know? Are we ever going to get some Fear the Walking Dead figures or Funkos besides Travis and Madison? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm telling you, I can't wait for the Walking Dead wine bottles, and I'm excited that they're interactive. I'll have to check into that. I've been waiting for more issues to come out. What are you hoping to see in The Last of Us 2? Anything specific? No, Joel and Ellie's journey. That's what I'm invested in. Will it be putting spoilers if I talk about recently happened in the comic? It. I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what it is. I really don't think there's much that's going to be too spoilery because they deviate so much, you know. I feel like the biggest spoilers are the deaths and stuff, and a lot of those are definitely going to be different. When's the better dumpster dive? Do you mean the time? Probably after all business is closed. Are you interested in seeing Negan and Simon in a fist fight? No, not really. I know a lot of people are interested in the Negan versus Simon aspect. I want Simon to be killed by a good guy. I want that to be our reward, you know? Totally thought The Walking Dead was back tonight. Turn on AMC at 8 and they were just showing reruns. My level of disappointment was actually surprisingly low. Ouch. Oh wait, I missed it. I'm glad it's not on today because I'm sick as hell and wouldn't be able to enjoy it. Yeah, something's going around. Hold on, we got a couple super chats. I think I might have missed them. We have Adam Barnhart. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Wisdom Fall. He gave us $2 super chat. We already covered that. Ronnie Roker gave a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, "Hey Ronnie, I've been a long time viewer of your videos and tonight is my first time catching you live. Just want to thank you for your hard work, brother." Thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate that. Hiccups coming to kill me. They always come every other now and then. Thank you very much for that support. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here with us live. Oh, look at that. His super chat's right up top there. Boom. Done. Look at that. What else we got? T. Deanna lives on. Ronnie Hayes. What if a vampire, zombie, and a werewolf was mixed together in a story? Can you come up with something quick? And Gareth was my favorite villain. Oh, favorite villain was Gareth, huh? Yeah, he had a lot of potential, I feel like. As far as a vampire, a zombie, and a werewolf was mixed, do you mean separately mixed into one movie? You know what I mean? I would like to do something before, what was it? Before Underworld came out, I had a really old story, like a short story I wrote when I was in like 8th grade, and werewolves were the guardians. I believe that's how it went. Werewolves were the guardians of the vampires and stuff. And I remember watching Underworld. There's something between werewolves and vampires. In my end, they didn't like cross. I think there's something similar to that where they maybe it's I just remember it was so similar. I was kind of like, oh, this is cool. And I liked Underworld 1. I was like, this is exactly what I want, but really different because I didn't have like that, you know, Matrix kind of vibe and style to it. But I'd like to go with something like that. Have some type of connection there. And if we're inserting zombies, then obviously it'd be a weird, fun popcorn movie mix where it's the last remaining, you know, werewolf guardian keeping the child, you know, zombie, not the child, but the last remaining zombie. Why do I keep saying zombie? Vampire, werewolf guarding the vampire, and then having the zombies, an outbreak pop off. That'd probably get polished so much it would be something totally different later on, but that's a weird combination to get a pitch for right away. Elisa Jet, I've been watching the Walking Dead cast interviews, and it really is a shame what they're doing to Daryl's character. He really loves the show and the fans. Oh, what do you mean? Give us some more. Give us more. You don't have to do a super chat. I'll try to keep a lookout for your comment. But give us some more insight. What do you mean? What's going on with the interviews? Wait, would Canadian walkers get free healthcare? Probably. Final thoughts on how Carl's letter and final moments will affect the end of season 8. I'll tell you right now, I feel like, and this is a given, it's going to divide fans even more. I feel like the fans that are looking for that to make sense of what they're doing with Carl, I don't think they're going to buy it. And again, just looking at that, they have to put something in the letter to make that connection. And it just feels so loose. I don't know if they're going to make it work. My final thoughts on Carl's letter. I think it will be just from the peak that we got before. It will be an outlook of looking past this just surviving, because you have that initial, the world's fallen down, you know, you got to survive, you run into this, you got to survive. But this one is coming together and surviving and bringing the community together as a family, because that's essentially what they did. Carl was young, and they met this group in an RV, a little clustered tent outside of Atlanta, and they've become family. Carol and Maggie and everyone they met along the way. So I'm hoping they pull something from that and shows Rick that it just doesn't end with the people he ran into at Atlanta. All these people in the future, they're building something together, and they can't do it if we keep fighting and killing each other. Adam Barnhart. Ronnie, my dad wrote a book back in 2000 called Reign of the Dead. Nicotero and Gino did the makeup for cover. I'd like to send you one. Where do I... Okay, there's a typo there. I believe you say, where do I send? That would be awesome. I would love to give it a read. It might be a little bit, to be honest, before I can get into it. But Ronnie Hayes at P.O. Box 33711, Raleigh, NC 27636. I believe it's in the video description, but that's where the fan mail goes. And we do have a couple fan mail videos. I feel terrible. There's one in the for the Christmas one. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on with the camcorder. Maybe I got to get a new one, but I keep getting an error when we're recording with it now. So I got some of it recorded on the webcam, thank God, because the backup camera where we were showing everything we opened, that main camera got error with the when I tried to download it. So I got all these videos on it that I couldn't pull off, but I might just use the webcam footage. And I don't know, that sucks because we were showing everything off on the other camera. There's a theory about Carol. I don't want to say it out loud in case people aren't up to date with it. I haven't heard the theory yet, though. Wait. I haven't heard the theory about Carol being in a lot of trouble in the back half, and I don't know if I buy that, to be honest. I don't see that doing much for the story. Jane A. Ward. On scale from 1 to 10, how much do you care that Carl's getting off the show? Being 1, I really don't care. 10 being I'm done with the show. Probably about like a 3. I almost just don't care. There's the comic fan in me is like, I'm not worried about, here's where it gets tricky. I love when the comic comes to life on screen. It is something that I've enjoyed the moment I read the first page of the comic and got hooked on the story. My disappointment is losing that for that character. I think that's one thing that Kirkman doesn't understand, because he keeps reassuring fans that the story's not going to be hurt or yada 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 because that character is gone, which yeah, you can rewrite that story with pretty much anybody. It's not that essential. You can do some tweaks. The story's fine. The story's going to be intact, especially when you remix it. But for that character, that's the big thing. So the comic fan in me is like, damn, I want yada yada yada. But then in the back of my mind, I know they're going to reboot it in a few years, so who cares? We'll see it then, And if they're rebooting it, chances are it's going to be either completely different, or when they do reboot it, it's going to be a direct, translation of what we get in the comic. So maybe I said that wrong. So I think a part of me just doesn't care because of that. We're going to get The Walking Dead, and we're going to get Carl from the comic brought to life on screen. I don't know if it's going to be 10 years from now, maybe 15 years from now, but we'll get it, I could wait. The song from Rick's I'm Gonna Die speech to Carl in Season 2, and then the pudding scene was remixed and used in the mid-season finale. Yeah, I caught that. I didn't catch it. I caught that because people were saying it, and then I was like, oh, yeah, okay. That's a good catch. I probably would never have caught that unless I rewatched it, I wish they did a better job of showing Carl's character change to a humanitarian from his killer mentality in Season 7. Yeah, that's what the note needs to do, or it's supposed to do. Wait, did I check this super chat? Elisa Jet, I have to support my channel. I meant old interviews and seeing how he enjoys the fans. They have been writing his character to become not so popular with fans. Oh, I get what you're saying. there is a level of truth to that too. Between the Glenn, debacle, where some fans were mad at Daryl, between that and some fans getting irritated, especially comic fans, because it seems like an original show character is getting more shine than some of the comic book characters that we were excited for, like Jesus, for example, Abraham, Tyrese. What do we got? Ant Knee Smokes. Hey Ronnie, if AMC cannot come to terms with Lauren Cohan playing Maggie, how do you think they will handle writing off her character? What do you mean if they can't come to terms with Lauren Cohan playing Maggie? Well, if there's any problems and she needs to exit, they'll probably usher in or have her downfall being. This is tricky too. It depends on what season. Let's just pretend it's next season. Her downfall will be a direct result of the new bad guy, the Whisperers, and it'll be because of that why we have to go to war. They'll probably make that. And again, if it's after season 9, it'll be based about whatever big thing. A character like Maggie would most likely have to be something big event like that, and then it would depending on if they wanted a storyline where the hilltop falls into disarray, or they have a leader already picked out, like Jesus, for example, or somebody else. They would just go that route. But it would have to relate, a big character like that, it would have to relate to that villain. Or that season's main, story. Ronnie, you should check out The Last Ship, since you like post-apocalyptic stories. I'll check that out. I wish they did a better job showing... okay, we already did that one. Do you think Otis shot Carl theory is true? Wait, Otis shot Carl theory is true. I don't know that theory. I don't think. I do know, we talked about this last time. One of the things I do like about the Carl thing is Otis and the deer and yada, yada, yada. Because we've seen that in, the bullet goes through the deer, kills Carl. The deer essentially saves, I believe Herschel even says that. The deer saves Carl's life because it slowed the bullet down or something like that. But now, the deer essentially helped get him killed. He fell on the deer, right? Wasn't it a deer? What am I, drunk? Wasn't that a deer? All right. Did I miss some? I really don't. 10-inch. I'm done with the show. Oh, okay. I already did that. Any of you seen that sneak peek with Morgan and the sniper? No, I haven't seen that. What is that? Wait, The Walking Dead needs to be longer or show reruns a lot more. Do you think they can remix the Whisperers and have Alpha be a large woman and Beta a tiny dude? No, I think there would be no point in that, to be honest. I really don't. Oh, why is he sorry? Walter White. I'm sorry basically because we were supposed to be on track throughout this week, getting the gaming videos out, and then post the time and do the announcement and the thumbnail, because I'm going to be doing that ahead of time. Like maybe Sunday morning, I'll post the thumbnail, we'll do like a poll or something, and then it'll be a set time, yada, yada, yada. But my daughter got sick, and the whole week was just kind of like put on delay. I mean, everything. Just absolutely everything. I got nothing done this week, so I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for being behind. Rick Grimes from the comic series. Hey Ronnie, you should check out the Japanese zombie film called I Am a Hero. I found it I'm going to look that up. I didn't know it was a film yet. I know they were making one, but I haven't heard about anything in a long while. But I know it was a comic first, right? Or a manga. I will check that out. Elisa Jet. I love the back and forth banter between you and Rayon as Rayon. Yeah, he's a prick. No, in all seriousness, we're friends. We just fuck around. Some people, I don't think they know that. That gets a little funny though. Me and him are going to be doing some gaming videos too. We're going to do some duos on Fortnite for anyone who cares. And if there's any cool horror, co-op games out there, let us know. Maybe I can, you know what? I forgot to ask. I think he is on a PS4. But we got stuff coming up. We were going to do a video before, but again, my daughter got sick, so we'll be doing one with him soon. Mega Dr. Dre, he's actually in my analyzed for the the new episode that I'm doing, wherever I'm at. What, episode 5 or 4 or something like that? He was one of the walkers when Negan and Gabriel were running away and they had to fight him off. He was one of the walkers, which that's pretty damn cool. Mega Dr. Dre, could they speed up Judith's aging and have her take some of Comic Carl's whisper parts? They could, or just do a longer time skip. I mean, they could. I don't think they're going to, though. I think it's going to be remixed between the other different characters. Yeah. Where are we at? I don't think I've ever dreaded watching an episode of The Walking Dead until now. That's not to say I'm not excited. I'm just not quite ready to see Carl go for some reason. I'm actually more curious than excited, but I'm still excited, but I'm really curious to see what's in that letter, man. And what was it that switched him around, you know? Do you think we will see the helicopter again? I hope so. I hope so. I think we will, though. Sabrina XL, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm a little tired, but I'm doing good. Dude, guys, I agree that Lori needs a 5-inch figure. She was just too important. Yeah, it should be a special exclusive. It'll sell out. I don't know why they don't just make it. Yeah, I honestly don't know why. Ronnie, do you think, other than licensing, obviously, I know a lot of people forget that and blame McFarlane for just not making toys. I want to make sure we make that very clear. There's sometimes with licensing, they can't just get the rights because just because I believe the way it works is just because she's on the show, it doesn't give the show the likeness rights directly. I believe they would have to get that from her as well. Ronnie, do you think they're going to give most of Comic Carl's upcoming storyline to Enid? I think they'll give some, yeah. Jaina Ward, who is the dead character on The Walking Dead you wish were still alive, not counting Glenn? Not counting Glenn, I wish Abraham was still alive, for sure. I wish we saw a totally different story for Andrea. I think that was a very disappointing, pretty much everything they did with Season 3. And it was absolutely forced because they wanted one thing. They wanted her to get with the governor, you know, and they wanted her in Woodbury. How do you do that? You force a character that does things that doesn't make sense for that character. You force that character to do this and this and this. That's where you know, when you sit down to write and you go, okay, we got to keep Andrea there. We got to keep this. We got to put this, you know, break between Michonne and Andrea. You do that in writing a lot. You got these points that you need to hit. But what you have to be very careful of is having it forced. You know what I mean? And it feels forced. It feels off. It has a feeling to it, like when you're watching characters that you've watched for a few episodes and you kind of get a feel for them. You start going without even thinking about it in your head. You're like, wait, no, whoa, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't, you know, she goes to the prison and then she goes back to Woodbury? What? You know, it's just, no. Do you think one of the notes is going to be Negan? Do you think one of the notes is going to be Negan? I don't think Carl is going to write anything to Negan. Again, even if he did, who cares? Negan was going to crack his skull open, you know? Hey, Ronnie, will Carl die in a church? It's possible. I think it's possible. A burnt down church. I think the church is completely gone, isn't it? Which Ninja Turtle weapon should be introduced next as a character's iconic weapon? Well, if it's a Ninja Turtle weapon, we only got nunchucks, which is stupid for zombies. Staff, Morgan already has that. Size, which would probably be better than the other two for zombies. And then a sword, which, you know, Michonne already has that. So by default, between the nunchuck and the sai, it would have to be the sai. And those are actually pretty deadly weapons. I trained with the nunchucks and the sais, as well as a bow, staff, and a sword. So, but the sais actually have a knuckle on the end. And if a bat and stuff like that can do damage, that knuckle can do damage. Oh my god. But the sais too, they're heavy, and they got... you could kill as many walkers as you want with those, and they'll look badass. A sai is something they should not introduce in The Walking Dead ever. Never. But it would be a great... And I say that because it's in Doomsday Kingdom. So keep it the fuck out of The Walking Dead. Please, Kirkman, please. Give me. You got the Michonne and the katana. Leave me with the sai. And the bow staff. You guys got that as well. But the sais have... Well, look it up if you don't know what it is. They have the shit sticking out on the sides. I don't even know what they're called, but the middle one you could just right in the eyeball of any walker you see, and they're long enough you can go right up through the head. Thank you very much, Kieran. Man, love to see you streaming. Thank you very much. We got some super chats. Hold on, I'm scrolling down. Hey, Ronnie, do you like pork chops? Yeah, sometimes. I'm not big on pork, but I will eat it sometimes. Yeah, I was about to say you should keep it that way. Make people think you hate Ryan is Ryan. Oh, I do. I hate him. I just spit on him. I spit on my desk, but that was pretty rough. I didn't really spit. If you look back at everything Carol was supposed... If you look back at everything Carol was supposed today... Ronnie. What? Ronnie, do you plan... on doing more toy reviews moving forward with the channel. Also, have you seen the new TMNT releases from NECA, like the Ooze Canister Baby Turtles and Casey Mask? Yeah, real quick, let's talk about that. I had to come to a realization that I am not a toy collector. It's weird because you don't collect any toys. You know, you grow up and all that, and then as an adult, you see something and you're like, oh my god, that is freaking awesome! Like from The Walking Dead. For those who don't know, it was a Walking Dead toy, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna put that on my shelf. And I had books and DVDs, no toys or nothing, maybe a bobblehead or two. So I got one thing, and I was like, oh my god, there's a zombie head like with a DVD thing. So you start getting this cool shit, and you're like, oh. And again, for me, it's like 3D posters. You know, I love it visually. I don't want a bare wall in my house. Shelves above in the kitchen, always got to have shit in them. But then you get to thinking like, okay, it's The Walking Dead, so you got to get it, because you're a collector, right? No, because there's stuff I just don't want it. If it doesn't look like it, detail is important. So when it comes to that, that's where it gets a little tricky. Stuff that is in the genre, the horror genre. There's a Pennywise that NECA is doing from the 1990 Pennywise and the new one. I want both of them. Like, damn, they look so cool. Put them up with the Chucky and the Friday the 13th, the Jason and the Freddy. And the same thing with The Walking Dead. So when there's cool stuff in the Ninja Turtles, we have the Turtles over there. And these Predators, like, my God, I don't ever want these Predators to leave my side. When I'm 90, I want them in a nursing home with me on the shelf. I love the creative shit. So with the Predator movie monsters, probably my all-time favorite movie monster ever. I just look at them and I think they're so damn creative and cool. So when it comes to cool shit, yeah, we'll showcase it, but probably not as much as we used to. Unless companies start sending it in, I think we're going to switch things around a little bit. If the companies send it in, we're going to get into it. If not, we'll just keep it moving. And just the stuff that I personally pick up will show off. Dylan Scott, you killed me the other night on Fortnite. You were on a roof. I was coming from the side, and you just blasted me and hopped down. Laugh out loud. You know what? If it was the other night, it was probably me. I know Juliet was playing on the account a while, but she hasn't played on this one. She plays on... if you get killed by someone named Doomsday Kingdom, you're probably killed by Juliet. But, yeah, that's awesome. Damn, you're not going to... that sucks, though. You won't be in a video because I did this thing where I got my first 2 weeks of Fortnite. My very first Victory Royale was recorded, and then I took 2 weeks off to play without recording as much as I could. It wasn't a lot, but still I got a lot better. And then when we do the gaming videos for the Fortnite, since it's so challenging, I thought it would be cool for those interested to compare what I was like when I first started. Because I noticed YouTubers, I looked into it, they'll be like, my first Fortnite video ever. And there's a little asterisk there where it's like, it's their first recorded game. But they played like, 20, 30, 40, 50 freaking games to get at least decent. So they didn't embarrass themselves. No, I legit play my very first game and recorded it. My first week, all the games. And I'm going to put out a highlights of that and then show you a week later. So just some fun stuff. But yeah, this was the 2 weeks where I was just been playing and I didn't record it. Wait, are you and Rayon having an affair? No, not quite. Wait, hold on. Go back up. Go back up. It's scrolling down on me. We got Jeff, 1990. Sup, Ronnie? What do you think will happen to Jadis in the second half of Season 8? Also, there's a sneak peek of showing how the Saviors get out with Morgan. Oh, nice. Here's the thing with Jadis. Maybe it ties into the helicopter. I think there's something else there that we don't know. Like maybe they don't just kill everyone, but they take people to the, from the trash and bring them over to the Saviors and yada yada yada. But I think there's also something else there where maybe Jadis is connected to the helicopter somehow. So that's where, oh man, I want to say, no, that's a dumb thing. I was thinking maybe she does have another part of her group somewhere else, and they do, get around with the helicopter. But now I'm thinking like that's kind of like pushing it. I don't know. I don't know because if all her people are killed or captured or whatever, even if she goes, okay, Rick, I'll fight with you. She's one person. At this point, it doesn't even matter. You don't need her. So I'm kind of stumped there. Wait, no. What? Gabriel sometimes was annoying. He's better now. Oh damn! Wait. Someone said, "What's my favorite? Who's your favorite singer of all time?" Singer? I don't know. Singer. I have no idea. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Abraham dying just seemed forced. It was like the writers desperately wanted to kill him. Yeah, it was a bit. It was more like Glenn's fine. Oh, no, he's not. I'm shocked you haven't seen the sneak peek of Morgan. Check your Twitter, Ronnie. I haven't checked Twitter in a few days. Like, legit in a few days. I'll have to check it out. Matter of fact, I might be able to check it out real quick while we're here. Hold on, what did you say? He's a soldier. Oh, yeah. Negan. McFarlane should at least put a figure of Nick from Fear the Walking Dead with a pilot shirt and covered in blood. Yeah, they really need to do a Nick already. Hey, Fawn Hayes, please watch Attack on Titans. I recommend. Yeah, that's on the list to watch. We're definitely going to watch that. I finally got to see Train to Busan. It's terror-packed, emotion-thrilled ride. I agree with you, Ronnie. It's the best zombie movie in the genre so far. The emotions are what gives it... Exactly, right? Even though it's a zombie thing, it's the emotions. It's, the emotional side of it. It's the people aspect to it that makes it so good. I friggin' loved it. Elisa Jet with another super chat. By the way, I admit I used to truly dislike Dwight, and I would cringe when you talked about him. I'm totally on board now. Love him. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hold on. Okay, someone put a Morgan sneak peek up. Is there a sound? Oh, wait. I have my headphones on. I think we saw a piece of this in the trailer. Did you guys see it or not? Because I might be able to put it. Tell you what. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna play it so we all can watch it. Yeah, right here. Desktop audio. Give me 1 second. Desktop audio. Nope, that's not working. Hold on, guys. I don't know if you guys even care. Okay. I'm gonna mute my mic in a second, but I'll play. I'll play the thing everyone's talking about. Here's the clip.
Shots here.
What are they doing? Running out of ammo before they run out of walkers.
I got eyes on them.
You seen this?
North copy. Got shots here.
West 2. What are they doing? Running out of ammo before they run out of walkers.
I got eyes on them. South out. They're trying to make a path. Block it out the walkers with bodies. They're gonna get out. Now we need to tell everybody. Out now! Get out! Everybody get out now! Hey! Hey!
Alright, sorry. I figure some of you wanted to watch that, so... Alright, I don't know why. I have YouTube Red. I don't know why that just gave me an ad. That's weird. Okay. Let's go down a little bit. That was actually... Can you guys hear me? Did I put everything back the way it was? That was actually pretty cool. I did like that. That was smart of Morgan to... bang on the gate and then get the walker so he can make a getaway. Cindy said I finally saw train as well. It was fantastic. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Then they take out their knives and sprint at Rick and gang and surround him like Negan did. Yeah, I'm glad I tweeted it. Might be planning to play the same thing. Been talking about it. Wait, top 2 favorite video games? Oh, Last of Us is up there. Definitely all-time favorite. Last of Us, and I don't know what to... If I had to pick something that it doesn't hold up well today, but it stuck with me for all this time, it'd be a toss-up between Tomb Raider back in the day and Resident Evil. I don't know, man. Just so much damn fun. Just absolutely. I remember if it snowed or if we got home from school, just, I don't know. It's just something to really enjoy. Wait. Who's the most annoying character on The Walking Dead? For me, I don't think there's... I think the leader of the Hilltop is pretty... not the Hilltop. The Oceanside is pretty annoying. Then people would go missing like the comics, and then we'll see part of the Pike. I think it would mirror what happened with the Saviors, but in a cool way. That's tough. Most of all them are annoying. Garbage People and Jadis are pretty annoying. Yeah, Jadis is annoying. Yeah, she's got my vote. Hey, Ronnie, will Carl's last meal be an endless shrimp feast from Dead Lobster? It's possible. There's not many options. We got J Dog, $5 super chat. I think it would have been cool if Andrea went on to become the leader of Woodbury post season 4, but it was absurd that she stayed as long as she did. Yeah, I think they said the original thing was her to become the leader of Woodbury. I think that would have opened up season 4 to have something really cool with her being the leader of Woodbury, Rick and gang still at the prison, and them living on. You know what I mean? And whatever the new season entailed, it would, obviously have to do with the destruction of Woodbury and the prison. I think something like that would have been friggin' awesome. I don't know if the governor would have to come back for Woodbury, or maybe they would just destroy the prison. You got to get rid of both in order to get the group back on the road, That would have been maybe a neat season 4. Slizzle says, I know you want Jared and Gregory dead, obviously, but do you think Jadis will survive the war? If so, what kind of post-war storyline? That's a tough one. I don't think she should. I don't know where her character would even fit in post-war unless it was a background character that we barely saw. Dave Doherty says, hey Ronnie, what's up? What do you think about season 5? You think they should have had more of the termites in a couple more episodes? No, I was actually pretty good with that. I wasn't all thrilled with the Grady Memorial Cops, but I was, and thank you very much for the support, but I was fine with having the Terminus people in only a few episodes. It made the story feel just tight, and it was a reward for fans. Like, here's an enemy that had them, and then they're on the run, they got them again, but the good guys just, did a little fake out real quick. The bad guys got overconfident, and it's game over. I like that. AMC is using the hell out of Morgan. Yes, they are. Yep, clip is too long. Save it for the premiere AMC. Yeah, they should really stop that. I want the new 7-inch Rick. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Also, the Rick with the blue shirt is going to be a 10-inch, a 7-inch, and I'm almost positive they're going to make it into a 5-inch. The only disappointing thing, though, is it looks like an all-new figure for the 10-inch, obviously. New sculpt and everything. However, if you look at the example for the 7-inch, I think it is, in the 5-inch, it looks like Season 3 Rick, and they just gave him different clothes, or maybe just colored it different. So I'm a little disappointed with how that example looks, but we'll see when it's all finished. I could be completely wrong. Dude, guys, are you happy that Morgan is probably surviving season 8? Yeah, I'm good with that. It's looking pretty good for him. I know, yeah, he's definitely going to survive. I know you wanted him to die instead of Carl, but I always liked Morgan. Well, that's not necessarily true. I said he was a good pick, but I'm glad if he survives. I didn't want him to die. I think if we needed a death, I believe that's the way I worded it. Maybe not. I don't know. What the fuck is so good about The Last of Us? I've never played it. Everything. It's life, brother. It's just a great story. I mean, it's a fun game. It's a great story. It's absolutely worth playing. Absolutely. Ironic, could the show continue if Lauren Cohan wasn't in it? Yeah. The show can go on if most characters weren't in it, Ronnie, where did you get that shirt? Oh, man, listen, the original gangsters, I think it says. Look at this. Original gangsters, and it's got the old school villains from Batman. You got the Joker, Catwoman, Riddler, and the Penguin down there. I think I found this at Target. No bullshit. For $7. I saw that on there though, and I was like, oh, I grew up with them. I'm wearing that. I'm buying that. Do you think there is a possible way for Carl to survive? Sure. If they played it where the zombie bite was on top and he just got sick, that's it. Or there was some kind of explanation for the infection getting treated, like how Gabriel got sick but didn't die, or that's if he doesn't die. Hey Ronnie, have you saw a movie called Cell Block 99? Yes, I did. It's a good popcorn fun movie, How do you think Morgan gets to Texas so quick? What do you think he does? I don't think it is quick. It could take forever for him to get to Texas. Fear the Walking Dead is years behind The Walking Dead, so they don't need to have Morgan get there quick. And again, I don't believe it's between seasons. I think it is after season 8. So Morgan can take a year. He has all the time in the world. Are you team kill like Morgan or team save like Jesus? I'm team kill. You know, you either get with us or you die, as far as the saviors are concerned. Do you think Jadis will change now that she's lost her group? Yeah, most likely. The whole Grady Memorial storyline was awful. Love Terminus though. Yeah, the Grady I like. The Grady I like some of the way it was filmed and all this stuff. It's just the actual people. I wish there was just a little tweak to that setup. You know, they could have kept a lot of it, but just tweaked some things. I think it would have worked a lot better. Have you ever played Last of Us multiplayer? No, I haven't. It's my favorite. I'm gonna try it though. Writing right now is failing. Top it off, Carl's death. Have no problem with his character dying, but the way it was written was ridiculous. I agree with that. That was a bit off screen. What? Owen's the wolf death has more purpose and better writing. Ouch. How's it going? What do you want them to change in season 9 from the comics? What do I want them to change? Not much. Also, well, obviously, you know, keep the show's original life to it, but I don't want them to change it. I want them to stay or translate a lot of things from the comics. How would you feel about changing the length of the time skip or removing it completely? I don't think they should remove it. I think I'm fine with them changing the length. I don't care if it's 1 year or 4 years. I don't care, as long as there's some time that passes. Dylan, hey Ronnie, have you noticed how different the show feels without Glenn? I know this question that's overused, but I really miss his presence lately. Yeah, there's a bit of, I don't know. There's something missing, definitely. I mean, Glenn was a big part. I feel like for me especially, Glenn is a bigger part on the show than he was in the comic, I'll be honest. Glenn was different in the comic. Glenn I love on the show far more than the comic. I think he was far superior. Glenn in the comic, he ran from the fight at the prison. He left. He went to the farm, you know what I mean, with Maggie. Glenn in the comic wanted to leave Alexandria because they were beefing with the Saviors. He wanted to run away to the hilltop. Glenn in the comic was very different. Glenn in the comic got shit done, sure. I mean, I still really, really like Glenn in the comic, especially in the very beginning. But the show Glenn, and especially Steve Yen's charisma, it was perfect. That was perfect casting right there. So I do miss him. And I like Glenn on the show far more than I like Glenn in the comic. J-Dog. So for the comic, I think it's fine, you know? But for the show, yeah, man, I miss him. The 5-inch blue shirt Rick will be a part of box set. Yeah, that's right, with Daryl and Jesus, 5-inch. Also, there's going to be an updated 10-inch Daryl with an AK-47. Thank you very much, J-Dog. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, that Daryl. If you go back and watch, you'll see him bucking off with that. That's the same pose they have him in, too. Ronnie, what do you think of Alien Covenant? I thought it was crap. Are you looking forward to the last season of Telltale's The Walking Dead game and the end of Clementine's story? Yes, I'm more curious, to be honest. I just don't know why they're ending it, you know? If they're going to do something else with Clementine, that makes sense. But to end it and never use that character again, I feel like there's a lot more life left in that character's story. Anthony Smokes. Do you think the helicopter may be Morgan's transportation to Texas? He was seen in pictures with a blonde woman in Fear Pics. Maybe she's the one with the helicopter. It could be, but I don't know about gas. Can you scavenge that much gas to get to Texas, you know? But then again, it's a TV show. They can do whatever they want. Let me make sure I got all the super chats here. J-Dog, I think it would be cool if Andrea went back. Okay, all right, I did. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're going to be ending this soon. We're only going a little over an hour tonight. With Juliet and all, I got to make sure she sleeps good tonight. And I'm actually pretty beat my damn self. So, but like I said, this week is where we're starting to kick off. Tomorrow, and keep in mind, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you guys are, but when we do upload videos, it will always, unless it's a video that needs to get posted immediately, it will be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I'll be posting the all new videos. We're going to try to do that from here on out, see how well that does. Slizzle, do you think Oceanside should be treated as a background group? Yes, with minimal storyline and get slaughtered during the war. I don't think they should get slaughtered during the war. I think they should be a background group and we should keep them around. We need these groups because this is realistic, where you'll know this group is here, but people get comfortable. They don't want to move, to Alexandria. They might like Oceanside better. I think it would be nice to have Oceanside as a group where we can go and see from time to time, maybe hear about, maybe not see for a little while, and then have part of a story there for a few episodes. I like that idea. Who's more dangerous, TV Jesus or comic Jesus? I think comic Jesus. Wait, do you think The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead would ever do a crossover episode? Yes. I didn't used to think it, but I think they're treating The Walking Dead more like it's a franchise now than it's a horror survival story, I think that has been a big disconnect from fans today compared to how we were fans, or all the fans of the old, if you get what I'm saying. In the very beginning, it felt like you were watching this horror survival experience, Nowadays, it feels like you're watching a zombie franchise. And it's not like... It's hard to put in the words, though. Like, there's that vibe to it. And I know you're like, oh, Ronnie, you are watching a horror zombie franchise. I know, but it has that feeling. We got crossovers and all this other shit going on. It's just not needed. The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead never should have crossed over. And it is only crossing over because of ratings. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. Even the higher-ups or people in corporate, it's only... Think about this. Guys, think about this. You have a show that's crossing over with a companion show only because the ratings weren't good enough. That's it. That is it. Is that a good enough reason? On the business side of things, yes, it is. But on the fan side of things, on the story, no, it's not. It's not a good enough reason. Ronnie, what's your opinion on AMC killing off Carl? I think it's bullshit since he had a big part in the comics. We've gone over this a lot, so I'll keep this real short. I'm more curious than I am anything. The comic fan in me is disappointed we're not going to see Comic Carl, but I'm not worried about Comic Carl's storyline. I still stand by this. A lot of his storyline can be done without him. It's just going to be remixed in a different way. Like, for a quick example, Enid can become good, close friends with Lydia. We don't need a romance, We don't need any of that. We can have friends, and she knows. One girl to another girl around the same age. You shouldn't be treated like that. You shouldn't, that's not a real mother. That's not, you don't let people do that to you, and yada, yada, yada. So they can go a different direction. Me, I'm more disappointed that I'm not going to see the iconic comic character brought to life on the screen, Plus, it's the motivation for Rick. I feel like it messes with that a little too much. Plus, the way Carl was acting last season and this season, it feels like such a disconnect. Like, that's... What? Wait a minute. I'm looking down here. There's an image of what The Walking Dead extended scene. Hold on. Is this... It looks like Carl with his bite. Did you guys watch that?
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email to a colleague.
Let's suppose not. Skip that. Skip that ad. Oh my god. Oh my Lord have mercy. That's loud. Alright. Season 8 B promos. More footage revealed. Yeah. Morgan's leaving. I don't see anything with Carl. Oh, they show Negan bashing. Yeah, we did that. Sorry, guys. Oh, here we go. Carl. Hold on. Webcam. So I guess that's going to be webcam. I guess that's going to be Enid hearing about the grandmother dying or getting hurt, and then Carl, we're obviously going to be jumping around with the time skips and stuff. So wait, if I could pick anyone to live through Woodbury, it would have been Carlos, badass, or Milton. Liked him. Season 6 really was the last good season. The crossover is making me curious about how it will look. Ronnie, do you remember the older seasons of the show, the emotional moments between just a handful of 12 to 15 people? Do you think we're a missing finish with a cast of about 30 to 35 now? I don't think it is the cast, because keep in mind, and here's another issue too. You can have 100 in the cast off and on. Your core is your core. You're only following this, let's say, 15 people. You don't have to be bringing on these characters who they have an importance for right now, like Siddiq, for example. Siddiq is not an important character. We don't need him right now. I mean, it's neat that he's a character that's going to be coming up in the storyline and all that, but he's essentially a throwaway character. He could be anything. He could be anyone. He's just a character you bring in. I feel like the writers look at these characters and like, we want them to have this big meaning or this big purpose and yada yada yada, and they have the kind of tunnel, blinders on, that tunnel focus, or you guys know what I'm saying. And what they do doesn't match what they set out to do. Like Siddiq with his mom thing, or Carl getting bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of touch with that, but it's crap. His mom was releasing souls. I get that. That's fine, but it being important that Carl and him did it, I just don't care. I know it grows a bond between them where here was someone that Carl saved and helped. Like, I'm getting all that, but it's not as profound and big and amazing as it sounds like they wanted it to be, But maybe that's just me, though. Yeah, maybe for some of you guys out there, you're like, oh, yeah, that's da-da-da, But again, my main point, though, is when you have a big cast, as long as you have, let's say, that 20 people, the 20 that you're connected to, some die off, you eventually more will fill in the slots when they become important, but we don't need to have a spotlight episode on someone from the ocean side. They're not an important character. We need background characters because that adds the realism. It fleshes this world out, makes it bigger. Not everyone is going to have a spotlight episode. Not everyone is going to have a moment, a story, a this and this. They can just simply be background characters, I only purchased seasons 1 to 5, won't be buying any more. Disappointed how the show has gone over the last 3 seasons. Maybe business side, but I seriously hope it doesn't hurt The Walking Dead too much. I hope not. Hey man, I legit just finished Stranger Things season 2, and Biggie watching your reviews. Oh, binge watching your reviews. Thanks for reviewing each episode individually. No, thank you very much for watching that still. Those were fun. I like that. That was such a fun season, though. Season 1 and 2. So damn fun. A season and a half later, was killing Glenn the right move? Yes, it was. I personally wish it would have been Daryl. That's what the commenter said. I think Daryl could have worked. Daryl could have been probably one of the absolute most amazing, insane things. If they, did the Glenn thing, filmed it and all that, but then secretly filmed a Daryl death. Keep in mind, you have all the stuff you're filming is actually filmed when Glenn did it, so all the rumors will be about Glenn, but then you secretly film Daryl on the ground or whatever, yada yada yada. For the faraway shots and all that, you'd have to do some trickery, I guess, but I think that could have been one of the most incredible deaths of just all time on the show. But maybe it wouldn't have been. I don't know. Isn't the writers at AMC, they didn't want to pay the big bucks? Their method is to just replace an actor. That wasn't really a time skip, just daydream or wishful thinking. Yeah, I don't know what that is yet, but it appears it's just a daydream. How should Simon die? At the hands of one of our survivors. Probably Daryl. Wait, have you ever been a gnome for Halloween? No. Love you too. Ronnie, is Morgan Fear last car to save the show? Last chance to save the show, I think you meant to say. I think it is. I think Fear will be fine if they just change it up a bit. Whatever they were doing before just wasn't working as far as what the fan base wanted. I think they can make Fear its own thing. They don't need a crossover, but corporate. That was a corporate decision, definitely. Unknown Echo says, I can't stand the dialogue and the characters. Yeah, some of the dialogue needs a tweak. Now they'll keep Siddiq around. Who cares? Question mark. Yeah, that's some of the issue. Beth. Beth is a perfect example. Beth is a character we don't need and we didn't need. It's a character who got more screen time than the character needed, and this is nothing on the actress at all. It just simply was not a character that needed any shine. In season 2, for whatever reason, Beth got a little spotlight, and essentially the reason was we need to get Herschel back because Beth had an episode. Beth wanted to kill herself. We have all that filler type of story, yada, yada, yada. That's what it is. It's background. Perfect example. Beth in season 2 had these little moments. That's it. We don't need to dive in deep. Not with that type of character. Focus on your main, your core. And then in season 3 and 4, she starts getting more and more. And then season 5, even more shine. And this is taking away from what they should have been doing, which is focusing on the core. I mean, you can say I'm wrong completely, and it ended up being big because the Beth death was big, and Beth had a lot of fans, and I think that's the only thing that is really holding that together, though. I think the majority of the fans are shippers. You know, they were interested in the Daryl and Beth, and that's not. I'm not saying that's a good thing, bad thing. I'm not saying you're wrong if you're a shipper fan. I'm simply saying, you know, if you're a fan of Beth, are you not a shipper as well? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I feel like that's just a whole pointless direction. They should have went a different way. Dylan Voorhees. So I've been watching The Walking Dead with my roommate. He got me into Game of Thrones. I got him into Walking Dead. We still watch. The episode is still one of the worst, but I enjoy watching the setup for Beth. That's funny. We just talked about Beth. Wish AMC wasn't so cheap and added more to the budget. Me too. All Out War has been an all-out bore so far. Hopefully it gets better. Listen, I'll be honest with you. All Out War has been shaping up to be nowhere near as incredible as I thought it was going to be. I think it would be, once the season has concluded, I think it will be nice to just take some time, to just step away, and I'm going to go back and watch an old season. You know, maybe I'll marathon season 1 to season 8 and just make one of those videos. I do have something I started scripting that was like a breakup letter with The Walking Dead. It's not like it's funny just the way it's worded, like I'm breaking up with you, but I'm not like not watching the show. But I think I bring up some really good points. Maybe I'll take that and kind of, you know, make it into a new video where we look at the whole, because there is something. I just haven't had a chance to look at it. There is something. There's a charisma that's missing from, you know, all the seasons. There's just something that's missing. In Underworld, Rise of the Lycans, the werewolves were the guardians of the vampires during the day, but they were slaves and forced to wear spike collars on the inside as humans so they wouldn't turn. Yeah, I knew there was something real similar. I remember watching Underworld and being like, well, that idea is done. I had an idea shoebox for everything, though. I had another, you know, different idea for zombies. I had, like, not zombies. Why do I keep saying zombies? I mean vampires. I had a few dozen different ideas for vampires. One thing I love to do is just come up with neat little ideas, put it in the shoebox, and then if I wanted to, oh, you know what, I want to, you know, write this story or do something, I would go into it and pull out something, write a little short story. But now I just focus on this channel, everything else in Doomsday Kingdom. I love the comic stream with James Milne. Thought it was awesome. Look forward to more of them. Will there be more? Yeah, thank you very much for everyone showing love with James. James did a stream on here about Doomsday Kingdom. And yeah, there's definitely going to be more. And yeah, there definitely will be more. And we're going to be doing more together too. So will Rick have any big savior kills in the second half this season? Kills? I don't know. No big saviors, but I think he's definitely going to have savior kills. Not a big savior, but savior kills. Big for Rick. Lisa Jet. Even with so much death, there's no hiding from life. Doomsday Kingdom. Good writing. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was the Guardian leader. He's not really the name the Guardian for anyone who's not, because I feel like that's kind of like a maybe like a, I don't know, it's a little weak, you know, but he's the Guardian's like a nickname. That way I can remember who's who, or not remember, but make it easier when I'm talking, you know, to James or anyone else. We just call them the Guardians, and that'll make sense in a couple years when you find out who they are. And it has nothing to do with any religious stuff. I know Guardian sounds, it's simple. You'll figure it out. But it's important, and I think it is freaking awesome. I love it. But yeah, even for those who don't know, even with so much death, there's no hiding from life. The person, the Guardian leader, is talking about all their survival. That's all they're coming across. But still, amongst all that death, like, you need to laugh. Like, there's no breaking point where like you're broken forever. You need to laugh. You need to protect. You need to come together and yada yada yada. So they ended up doing that and having a thriving community, and it's facing extinction at the moment because the community can't relocate. It's just because of the positioning and what's coming and the certain threats. So they want to work something out, but you'll have to read more to see what that is. Do you think Judith will take some of Carl's storyline? No. I think it's set up pretty perfectly. Judith being dead and Carl being alive at this point in the comics means we can easily switch them. We could. My whole thing is the age. The age just doesn't line up. If they can fix the age thing and do a bigger time skip, maybe she could take some. Because Chandler is such a bad actor, I'm glad to see Carl go, says Janie Ward. I agree. I think they should make Enid lesbian. I'm not cool with that, no. Chandler can pull any more. That's just simply being forced. I think diversity is great. You need a variety in many things, but it's to the point now where if I hear one more person say representation, I might just end up going to their house and headbutting them. Gay people have as much representation as you've ever wanted. You made it, you did it, you got here, you're here. There's a gay person in 100% of anything I watch or read all throughout the week. It's in everything. It's in every game or da-da-da. Like, you already made it. We don't need to go and force a character who's not gay. Enid is not gay. We don't need to force that in there. There's no signs of that. She had a thing for Carl. She kissed Carl. We don't need to force it in there. And that's all you'll be doing, in my opinion. It doesn't need to be done. You have a gay character, Tara, do something with her. Dargon Ball, Radiant. Do you think Comic Michonne is a bad character the way everybody makes her to be? No, I didn't like Michonne at first. I didn't like her till probably Alexandria in the comic. But I think she's cool. Do you have DK t-shirts? Yes, if you go to the Redbubble, I think there's a link down in the video description. I actually have a DK t-shirt hanging up. Wait, you know what? I might be able to show you guys. Hold on. Yeah, here's the Zombie King, and then it's got the white. Where am I going? The white. This is, I forget what they call this. It's a certain type. It's white in the back. You can get the black on the back, and then it'll be black around the collar and black right here. Why am I doing that? Black right here. And then we got Mapp shirts. It's at the Redbubble store. I just don't pump the Redbubble in the shop because I wanted to start making our own t-shirts, but we didn't do that yet. So if anyone is interested, it's a bit pricey on Redbubble, and we only make I think $2 off everything we sell. So unless you're a big million subscriber channel and you sell 5,000 shirts, I don't know. It doesn't even feel like it's worth announcing until we are making our own. But those are available, and there's a whole bunch of different styles too. Check it out. And there's a lot more that we're going to be doing soon as well. Will it be the hardest to see goodbye to death or the aftermath of Carl? Thanks, man. Love your channel. Keep up the good works. Thank you, MDev. What will be the hardest to see is probably the goodbye. I think the impact it has on Rick is probably going to be the most difficult. It was the first stream. Thought it did well first stream. Yeah, the stream went well. How do you personally want The Walking Dead to end? I want details. Laugh out loud. This is something where I won't answer right now. I'm going to come up with something. A lot of people ask me, how do I think it should end? How do I want it to end? I'm going to come up with an ending, an actual ending, because keep in mind, it's a franchise now, so it's not ending. It's not. I mean, it'll end for the main characters. It'll end for the main show, the original show, but it will live on. So we don't know if it'll end open-ended, where they can always come back, you know, in a few years and you do another one, because now Hollywood's not dumb. They know what was jumping in the 80s and 90s, we're remaking that like crazy. And they know in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, they're going to want to remake this with the same, like Star Wars. They're going to want to Star Wars it, you know? I think Ezekiel will live in the show for a while. It looks like in the trailer Ezekiel gets rescued. Oh yeah, he's not going to die this season. I think if they do, I think he might be gone next season, you know. Man, that Zombie King shirt is dope. Yeah, I really like that. I don't even wear it because I like XXL shirts, because I put on some daddy weight, and that's like a large, I think, so I'm not stretching that shit out. Plus, I only bought the one to show it off. I don't want to go wear it, get mustard ketchup stains on it, and be like, hey, look, guys. Ronnie, everyone thinks that Carl was acting differently from last season, but I found a way how it kind of makes sense. Negan calling him the future serial killer could have made him think differently. I see that. To me, it just it doesn't do it, you know. Just, you know, this guy, this villain, this guy who just beat someone's head in, he called you a future serial killers. It's because he was mean mugging him. Carl was mad. That was the only reason he said that. If it works for some, it's cool. I don't feel like it fits for me. Man, that all-out war 10-inch Daryl figure is cool. Yeah, guys, go research that and go look it up. The figures, like I said, we'll do a video this week about it. Maybe that'll be a Tuesday video, because I don't have anything set up for Tuesday yet. It's going to be around Thursday, I think, is when I'm going to start getting the steady stream of the Fortnite, and then we're going to go into actually getting back to streaming Mapp game and stuff. So maybe we'll do that on Tuesday. Limited characters really makes my thoughts seem weak. What? Oh, limited characters. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I don't know why YouTube has that. Maybe it keeps the chat going fast. The hardest part about saying goodbye to Carl will be seeing a wet blanket like Enid getting the rest of Carl's storyline. Ouch. Hey, I think Enid is doing a lot better. The actress, I really think she did a really good job with the moment with her and Aaron in the car. It was better than her and Glenn, and I'll tell you right now, that scene, that moment, yes, there was weaknesses there. Yes, you could tell this is, you know, a new actor. You could see the new actor stuff. The look away and like that's that has to be something they teach actors too, because part of the subtlety in acting, and I wanted to make a video on this too, is if you go and watch, and if you want to know great subtlety in acting, go and watch the season 7 episode 1. Negan is kneeling down next to Rick, and it's all over. He's not going to have him cut his hand, but now they're going to take Daryl, and Negan knocks the bat on the ground, and he's like, and not today, not tomorrow. Well, if you ever, yada, 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 I'm going to cut off pieces of, and he knocks the bat on the ground a little bit, and he stops and he thinks a moment, and he's like, what the hell is his name? To Simon. And Simon has this look, and here's where the great subtlety between both Jeffrey Dean Morgan and, damn it, Simon, I know his name, Stephen Ogg, in this scene between those two alone is perfect. Simon has this moment where he's just staring, and he goes, Daryl. In that moment, you don't have to say anything or explain everything. It makes it seem, and this connects so well to Simon's character, it's almost perfection. And if this is an accident, oh well, but if everything was like this, oh my God, it'd be the best TV show ever written in the world. But Simon is someone who got out of line before. Simon is someone who hasn't listened to Negan before. Negan is giving Rick this lesson, and Simon zones out, it seems like. And then when Negan starts talking to Simon, Simon's like, oh, Daryl, like, I'm with you, I'm in it, you know, but he zones out a bit, which would make sense because he's the one who didn't listen to Negan before and killed everyone and yada, yada, yada. those little subtleties, those little like, you don't just talk to someone in real life and go, yeah. That's what bad actors do. So I think there's something where, especially with kids, they teach them to stop, pause, look to the side, because that's what you do in real life. So if you go back and watch Glenn and Enid in the church, there's a moment where she's, I don't know what they say, but she says, like, oh, don't go out there. But I think maybe it'll work. You look for those subtleties. I think they do it because a bad actor, when they do that, it's stale. It's stale and it feels scripted and rehearsed, and stale's the best way to put it. But I feel like it was a lot better in the car scene between her and Aaron. I don't know, whatever. I find that shit interesting. A lot of you are probably sleeping now. Do you think that fans understand how difficult it is to take things from the page to the screen? No, I don't. There's a lot of complaints about how much better the comics are. No, I don't. It is different when you write anything. To be honest, it plays differently when you see it. Especially in a novel, I think are probably the easiest because you can be so descriptive and you really get sucked into it and yada yada yada. But when you go from a comic book to a TV screen, a lot of things don't flow the same way, and you can even see it in a comic book. And for me, there's a lot of stuff in comic books that always irks me. It's a slight cringe. But I know it's necessary. Like when certain characters go, we need to get over there or else he's going to get to the dam and it's all going to be over. The characters know this. And they don't need to talk like that. But they have to, because the reader is the one who needs to get reminded. The reader is the one who needs to get filled in. It's like exposition on a TV show. But so things are done a little different. You have your flaws in the comic and you have your flaws in the show. Like in the comic, characters constantly just jump away from gunfire. You can't do that in the show. Well, you can, but it looks ridiculous. Like when Tara's running away and everyone's shooting at her at Oceanside. That looks ridiculous. You never should have wrote it like that. There should have been conflict, yes, but no one should have been gunning her down. And I know why they did it. Because they wanted that episode to have something interesting in it. Taking a character and having them get shot at is not interesting, and that's why that episode failed. Because their mind in corporate and storytelling and like the Hollywood aspect did not work in that situation or that moment of the story. They should have went for obviously something that was a lot more tense and suspenseful instead of just a character getting shot at. It's not suspenseful. Wait, Versina says, I rewatch season 1 of The Walking Dead all the time. I can rewatch up to about season 5.5 and season 6. I can't watch season 7 to save my life. What about you, Ronnie? Ouch. I've watched season 7 twice to review it, but I haven't marathoned it yet, I'll be honest. I've marathoned season 1 a lot, season 1 and 2. Even though 2 gets shitted on for some reason, there's something special about it where once I watch, I don't know, there's a charisma to it. I can continue to rewatch it. Season 3 has some fantastic moments mixed in with some hot cringe. I don't know what else to call it. Season 4 is probably a sleeper favorite of mine. There's so much that's right with that. I know a lot of people hate the flu thing. I think it was something different and neat. And this season has so much like depth to it that's hidden under the surface. I love it so much. And I don't know. We're gonna look into what's going on with The Walking Dead as a whole after season 8, definitely. Hate limited characters because I never fully put my entire thoughts. Yeah, I know. It's I don't know why they did it like that. Ronnie, can't wait to catch up on when it's on video on demand. Your best man. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. The actress playing Enid never acted before. It shows. Yeah, I think she's getting better though. Or maybe it was just the one thing I thought was really good. We'll see as she continues. Ronnie, do you think Negan will last as long as he is on the show, or do you think Rick will kill him off? I think he's going to last a couple seasons for sure. Lauren Cohan, Christian Serratos, and Caitlin Nakin are the hottest actresses in The Walking Dead. Okay, I gotta really reread. I gotta pre-read some of these, I guess. Now, I don't care who you think is hot. I'm just saying it's wasting our time. All right, we read that. Yeah, let's get into final questions. We're gonna wrap this up. It's gonna be a quicker one. Well, no, we made it to 1:30. That's pretty good. An hour and a half. Wait, dude, I don't think Tara ever went past feeling anything but attraction for Rosita. Their friendship is good enough. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to someone else. Yeah, they're friends. That's it. Wait, Daryl should have gotten shot in the head and Carl remained fine so they can continue The Walking Dead longer with a more comic accurate storyline. Now I wonder if they will ever get into the Whispers. Oh, they will. Yeah, they'll do the Whispers. I don't know what you mean about. You mean Daryl have the eye shot? No, give that to Carl. That was great. Is there a Shane action figure? Yeah, but it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's one of the worst figures in the line, according to, the Walking Dead fan base, the figure collectors. It's bad. He's frozen this position with the gun. It doesn't even look like him, which is the worst part. Not even a little bit for a small figure. Not even a little. It looks nothing like him. It's just terrible. Think we're ever getting Heath back? Yeah, I think we should. How would you like to show that reintroduce Heath and Sherry? You know what? At this point, I don't want it to take away from the core story. I don't care. Just slip them back in. Don't make a big thing of it. Don't stretch it out. Just slip them back in. Have Heath connected to the Commonwealth somehow. You know what I mean? That's fine. I don't care. And it takes however long. No, that's dumb because the time issue. What's up with the time? Have him connected with my God, I don't know if I even care. Just bring them back in a small way. Sherry would be neat if they built up the tension between her getting found out and Dwight getting found out, and there's like a race against time with that. That'd be cool. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know if we're gonna get him soon. Yeah, if they treat Heath like Morgan. Ronnie, what's your favorite seasons of Sons of Anarchy? Oh, I don't know, bud. I don't know. Damn, I really don't. I liked all of them almost equally. Probably season 1 is one of my favorites. Oh, you know what? I think it's like season 2 or 3. There's like a real good season in there. And the one where the black dude had him doing all this shit because Tig ended up killing the dude's daughter and shit. That was a badass season. I liked how that ended too. And that black dude was the dude in Lost too. I like him. He's got a lot of charisma. He was in HBO's Lost. No. Duh. He was in Lost, but he was in HBO's Oz. Still pissed off they killed off my boy Merle. That one they should have kept. I'm good with him. Michael Rooker. He's got a lot of charisma too. I enjoy him being in movies. He's in a shit ton too. When I was little and I always wanted to like write and whatever and yada yada, I was always told, well, you got to do anything and everything. Just like, or not told, but when you're reading books, you're trying to figure out. A lot of people are like, you got to get into acting, you got to do all this shit. And I always wanted to be an actor like Michael Rooker. Is that his name? That is, in my eyes, fuck the fame. I mean, that you are famous for your certain fan base, but you're not like ridiculous famous where you go out and it is just disgust. Like, paparazzi pop up in your trash can. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like a Tom Cruise famous or a Brad Pitt fame. Like, it feels like you don't have that pressure, but you still get all the perks of that type of, you know what I mean? And you're in all these good movies, even though you're not the main guy all the time. I mean, a lot of the time you're in these supporting roles. I mean, those are my favorite actors. Oh my God, that's if somebody had like a Ronnie, you pick what you want to do. There's no way I'm picking the guy who's so famous it's ridiculous. You can keep that shit. It wouldn't fit my style. I would pick like a Michael Rooker famous. That is the shit. You're in all those different movies in a little bit. And if you're in a lot of like main parts, like huge parts constantly. You probably can't do all those different movies. J Dog, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. I hate when the dialogue is tailored to the audience. Daryl in season 6. When I was in that burnt down forest, and when I was with Sasha and Abraham, exposition. People don't talk like that. Yeah. Listen, Hollywood doesn't give a fuck. They have rules that make you write how people don't talk. I've been over this before. When Beth was taken and Daryl and Rick meet up again, it's a rule in Hollywood when you're writing. Don't ever tell the audience something they already know. So what does Daryl say? She's just gone. Who talks like that? What do you mean she's just gone? That doesn't tell anyone shit. If I was in Rick's position, I would be like, this is what a real human being would do. Gone? What do you mean gone? Did you lose her? I mean, did you go to take a piss or a shit? Did she fall down a small hill and you just couldn't find her again? What do you mean gone? Did she die? Is she a walker? Did you... Daryl, I mean, you are a redneck. Tell the truth, you know? Be honest. What do you mean gone? I don't know. And they know people don't talk like that, but they still do it because it's a rule, you know? Ronnie, what's your favorite season? Do you think it was necessary or right to kill off Shiva? Yeah, it's just Shiva's not needed. It's nice to have it in there for a little bit, but, you know... Andrew Lincoln and Lady James are great. Yes, still positive. Yes, dude. Wait, do you think Aaron will get in a relationship with Jesus like in the comics? How do you think storyline moving forward? It's possible. It's just not necessary, but it's definitely possible. And if the storyline headed in that direction where they could explore something like that, yeah, throw it in there. I think it's BS that Morgan is going to fear. Yeah. Do you think Savior Laura makes it back? That's one thing I'm curious about. Where's Savior Laura, and what's up with her? I mean, and how did they know she didn't make it back? That's what makes me think someone got her, like somebody from the Hilltop or somebody from Oceanside. I don't know, something. Ronnie, have you ever seen how Michael Rooker insists that Daryl is pronounced Durrell? No, I haven't seen that. What is best acted scene in The Walking Dead? What is the best acted scene? Ouch. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. I'd have to pick one with Rick's got... I mean, he's the main guy, but he's got some really incredible ones. I don't know how to pick out which one. There's like a ton that are just fantastic. Even smaller ones. Like Melissa McBride can do some really fantastic work, especially with emotions. It just looks so genuine, you know? Who'd Ronnie say was in Lost? I zoned out. I don't know his name. I used to know his name. Ronnie, patient goes to the doctor for a follow-up visit. Doctor says, bad news, your worst news. Wait, worst news. I tried to reach you yesterday. Ouch. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. I don't know which one. Next episode will be sad. Well, we're about to find out, yo. We're about to find out. It's coming on. Hold on, we got... If they abandon Heath entirely, would you care? Not really. I think the actor's got a lot of charisma, and it'd be nice to see him, you know, see him come back and yada yada yada. But in the same strength, the actual character, I'm over it. It was nice, you know, knowing we'd get Heath at Alexandria, but to get him and leave him, I personally don't care. I would like the actor to get a shot, you know, if he wanted to come back. I mean, that'd be cool, but I'm take it or leave it. Do you think Carol will take Michonne's story and leave after the war? She's already tried leaving the group more than once. No, kind of. Again, anyone leaving and dealing with issues, it's going to be off screen, so it's not going to matter anyway. In the comic, it was for a video game, so that's another thing we got to keep in mind too. In the comic, it was for a video game, so on the show, it's going to be remixed differently. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be someone who just wants to be left alone, and they're only coming around every few months. I think that's something they do with Carol. They could do with Carol. Ronnie, when is the issue 2 comic coming out? Ronnie, when is the issue 2 comic coming out? You mean Doomsday Kingdom issue 2 in the printed form? real soon. We're trying, not real soon, but we're trying. I think we're shooting for somewhere late in March to ship 2 and 3. We're going to know real soon because the artist is drawing issue 3. We'll know real soon an estimated pre-order. We'll set that up. That's probably going to be set up, I mean, really soon, the pre-order. And then we'll have a good idea of when we'll get it printed. Mega Dr. Dre. Corey Hawkins is a really good actor. Like him as Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton. Hope he comes back as Heath. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's a good actor. He's got a good charisma. So, how do I get original Doomsday Kingdom artwork signed by you? You would have to contact James. He has that all set up when it comes to the original artwork. That's James from the UK. There's links down below. It's like James Milne, the Ticktail link. T-I-C, Ticktail. Check out that and then send James a message. All our information is down below, so that's the easiest way. Or go to doomsdaykingdom.com and then click on the original art. You can find the links and stuff there. We're also cleaning that website up and making it a lot easier. We had an idea of how to get it, and now we're like, okay, now we know, since we're changing every couple months with new issues and yada yada yada, we want to set it up to where you can go and read the character bios when they're released. We can have stuff connected for the commentaries when we go over issues, the different issues, so and different Q&As and facts and shipping information. So we're gonna touch that up real nice. Slizzle, do you think Rick's scenes with Shane are the most emotionally grabbing the series? I don't know about the most, but they're up there. They're in the top. Yeah, we're gonna shut it down. Let me see what we got here. Shane is your all-time favorite. Sorry, Rick's Not a Democracy scene was one of my favorites. Yeah, that was another favorite of mine. The Walking Dead wishes the characters liked Shane right now. All right, thank you guys for coming out. Huge thank you to the mods. Can't wait till our next live super chat with Carl Dine. Is going to be rough for me. Yeah, next week. It's next week. We're going to be here talking about the death of Carl Grimes, a iconic, legendary character from the world of The Walking Dead. Hey, Ronnie, whatever happened to the F-takes that were meant to be released? They just didn't do it. I think because it would have cost them... you know what? I don't know. Honestly, I think I do know. I think they ran the numbers and they realized that they probably wouldn't make as much money off it as they wanted to or needed to, and it wasn't worth investing into. I think that's simply it. Any comic companies contact you about Doomsday Kingdom? No, not yet. We're most likely going to have to start reaching out. The only way anyone would contact us is if we had some kind of like campaign where we were like, guys, tell people you want this and yada yada yada. If it ever comes to that, for whatever reason, that would be the only way. If people were reaching out, being like, we want to read this under such and such or buy this and yada yada yada. But we're going to start reaching out because I think Doomsday Kingdom's going to be soon. It's going to be bigger than we can handle. Hey, Ronnie, it's possible for Morgan to take Michonne's comic story and be the one who leaves? He could leave after season 8 and be on Fear. Yeah, I think that's another way to look at it. He could leave and then come back. I think that's possible. All right. And Mega Dr. Dre, another super chat. One of the most badass scenes is when Glenn and Heath shot up some saviors at the compound in season 8. Yeah, that was badass. I like that. I don't know if I could do a top 10 Carl moments before the premiere, but I'll definitely see about that. What time are you going to be live next week? Next week will be definitely 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's right after the show ends at 10 o'clock. Maybe between 10:15 and 10:30 because I like to get a few minutes to get set up, make sure everything's proper. So massive thank you to the mods helping with the chat. Massive thank you to everyone hooking it up with the super chat donations. Patrons, absolutely thank you for the help. Incredible assistance keeping the channel going. And this is it. The wait is over. Next week we're going to find out what happens with Carl, and we're going to have a ton to talk about because now we'll know about the letter. We'll get some flashbacks. Keep in mind though, they're already showing us, we're going to see stuff we already know. We know Carl's bitten. We're going to see flashback to that. We already know the Saviors escaped. We're going to see the flashbacks of how they escaped. So keep in mind, we're probably only getting a half an episode with stuff that's going to be, what we want. Everything else is, I don't know. yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm thinking, is an extended episode? It is, isn't it? If it is, push this back until after, and there might be more, like 40 minutes worth of stuff that we're interested in. The other stuff, it's like, I don't know. All right, thank you very much, guys, and have a good night. And I'll see you here at 10:30, unless it's an extended episode tomorrow. Oh my God, just shut up, Ronnie, and hit stop. Just hit stop. I'm done. Good night. I'm covering you up, guys. I'm putting a sack over your head so you don't see where we're going. Love you. Good night. Next Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Peace.